Are we live? Yes, there we go. Everyone, good evening. My name is Namek and welcome to tonight's Just Chatting stream. Alright, let's get the stream started. I don't have much in my fridge tonight. Another pork chop, some onions, butter, red pepper, garlic, and tomato. Just gonna use these to make a sauce, and that's pretty much it. How's everyone doing tonight? Everyone's having a fantastic day. Hey, Slim in Denver. It's been a while. Good to see you guys. Happy New Year. I know you guys haven't been here for a while, which is understandable. I took almost about 2 weeks off, a little bit over 2 weeks. If you don't know what happened, I'd be happy to explain, but it's just, it's more of a tragedy than anything else, so forgive me if I'm not jumping into it, trying to explain why I have not been streaming. Believe me, it's not you guys. I missed you guys a lot. It's just a big recent event that happened that I just could not shake, and, well, it's been bothering me. And Kevin, hey, how's it going? How are you guys doing? Don't worry, I'll be playing games soon. I just need a little bit extra time to recover from the traumatic event that I've gone to. And no, it's not because one of my relatives was on that Korean airplane that, whose hydraulics malfunctioned. Although my situation is more or less like that, but yeah. Hey. Play nights with Robot Boy and friends. I will, promise, I promise. I promise you guys I will be back to playing games, but I think that Monday through Friday I'm going to do more just chatting and cooking. And I'll try it, and then I will play games on Saturday. I know today is Saturday, but if you don't know, it seems like you guys don't know, but I lost my little girl. My little puppy, 2-year-old Ellie, due to a dog attack by a very old and inexperienced, untrained owner. So that happened almost a little over 2 weeks ago, and I'm still recovering from it. So yes, I know that, Ryan, but it's still hard. What it made me realize is that I was never. There's maybe a reason why I don't talk to my friends that often, because I am a bit overly attached. I love my friends to death. I'll do anything for them, but I'd rather see them like maybe a handful of times a year rather than every single day, where Ellie was different. So, and also right now my other dog, Snow, he's in his twilight years. He's having Alzheimer's, and he's crapping the floor because he lost control of his bowel movement, and he's got hip dysplasia. So right now he's having trouble walking. So he's gonna go pretty soon. So these past weeks and so have been arguably the most saddest, I would say, and also probably the toughest. I'll take the days when I closed down my business or almost got deployed to Afghanistan, or heck, exam week over this week, any sort of day. I'll take that. I'd rather have my dog back. But yeah, thanks for coming in, guys. But feel free to talk. Believe me, I would love to go back and play games, but these 2 weeks, when I try to play some games, I'm telling you, I just have no incentive. I couldn't play any games more than maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And if I were to play the games that you guys recommend, I would be, one, disingenuous, but also I would be doing the game a disservice. So once I give my mental health back, I think I will slowly ease in. There's that old saying that time heals everything, right? Well, it's only been 2 weeks, and obviously I'm not over it. Hey, Hui, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, I have Denver is back, Slim is back, Kevin is back. Every single day I'm surprised at how many of you guys came back to see me. I'm grateful for it. Believe me, I couldn't ask for a better crowd. So again, today I didn't have any customers, or rather clients, to go out, but I actually did go to the gym. I've always enjoyed more or less working out, but I'm the reason I'm not exactly in shape is not because I don't work out. It's because of the food I eat. Once in a while, I have to go and get my good old Whataburger, milkshake, street tacos, pizzas, whatnot. And if you look at this thing, it's not like I'm eating rice and beans every day, or just purely, chicken and rice. So, I eat. I live to eat. I don't eat to live. So, yeah. Hey, Og. Hey, no worries, no worries. And hey, welcome back, JPEG. Welcome. Guys, stop apologizing for not being here. In fact, I am more grateful for the fact that you guys are here with me, to help me through this very difficult time. I can only imagine what happens if I actually lose my mom, because she's the closest person I had. That would probably almost break me. If a little dog like Ellie, who I've only known for 2 years, was able to break me that hard, then, I don't know. Alright, come on. Alright. That needs a little bit more rendering. But anyways, I've been well. Other than the what happened 2 weeks ago, I think I've been doing really well. I was really enjoying myself, and I just literally came back to streaming. Elliot was actually on. I haven't released any sort of videos like shorts or TikTok, mainly because unless you count this stream and then the 2 streams I had 2 days ago, or yesterday and the day before, which is me cooking. The very last gaming game I played on stream was called My Side, and that was actually the last stream that Ellie was on. She literally, if you take a look in the beginning, she was literally in my lap, and every time I thought about editing video, the stream was there, and it's like, it's a little bit hard to see her moving like that. So I just need a little bit extra time. Sorry about that. Lego or Gundam, which would I choose? It depends. I would say maybe if the kid in me would probably say Lego, but the adult in me right now would probably say Gundam. I would say that it depends on the Lego. If it's like a Star Wars set, then yeah, I would probably pick the Lego. Because if you're talking about Gundam, I'm assuming you're talking about Gunpla, right? I have those as well. But I don't know about displaying Legos in my room. If you like displaying Legos, go with Legos. If you like displaying Gundams like I do, I go with Gundams. Really? Lego Infinity Gauntlet. That's impressive, Og. Can't be some junk food once in a while, though. Yeah, trust me. It's just that maybe some of those people says maybe once a month I'll go all out, but for me it's more like 3-4 days before I kind of need something like substantial. I love chocolate, I love ice cream, I love milkshakes, I love all American food, I love cakes, I love all these food, and so it's hard for me to choose those things. Yeah, I know, Slim. That said, though, I have a Lego set. I was I'm in real estate, so back when the market was good, I made quite a bit of money, and I bought all the little toys that I want. So I have my Star Wars collection, not the Death Star. What was it? The triangular-looking shaped spaceship. And I had a bunch of stuff too. I love Lego with space. Like anything that's in space, like I would always try and buy it. They weren't cheap. They're like $100 to like $300. I also bought a bunch of Gunpla, which is I bought both action figures and models as well. Models are the ones that you build, right? And the only one that I've ever gotten was set. I know there's like a bunch of other Gundam series, like Seed or the original, but for me the only set I've ever gotten was Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. I don't know why, but that has always been, it's not my favorite Gundam series, but I will say that out of all the Gundams, like in terms of overall design, I just like it the most. Probably because it borderlines on practicality, and it strikes a good balance for me when it comes to practicality and absurdness. I mean, why the hell would anyone put angel wings on a Gundam, right? So that's for me. I've only bought Gundam wings, and for me, Gundam Epyon is probably my absolute favorite Gundam. I just really like a Gundam that goes all wild and ham like that, you know? It has nothing but a sword and a whip. Simplicity, looks like an eagle or a falcon, whatever you want to call it. Beautiful, beautiful design. I know everyone goes for Wing Zero, but for me, I've always liked the close range ones like Shenlong, Nataku, and of course Epyon. Yeah, Star Destroyer. It's shaped like a giant triangle. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I am a fan of their ship. Speaking of Legos, if you didn't know this, number one gotta be toast. Hey, toast is good, but the toast that I eat, depending on what you eat in America, it's like Mrs. Baird's. They taste like crap. The only time I eat toast or bread is if I go to Asian bakery stores like 85 Degrees. It's Taiwanese, by the way. And but those bread are like milk bread. They're super soft, a little bit on the sweet side, super delicious, but expensive. I'm talking about like bread as like this. Like if you go to Walmart, you get like a loaf of bread like this, right? And it's probably like $3, maybe. You can use it to make peanut butter jelly sandwiches or cheese sandwiches, fine. But milk bread is like, you only get like 8 slices, and it's like $5. Inflation, I know, right? I'm doing good, Dodnu. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. As always a pleasure having you guys on board. Oh, jeez. Ah. Alright, I'm just going to use a tong. I guess my fingers have recovered enough to actually make me feel the burn. Woo! Look at that. That looks good. It's been a year since you watched my channel. I can't believe you actually watched me. You guys still watch me. I guess I'm a little bit more interesting than I thought. Thanks, guys. My life is not that interesting, though. But like I said, if I ever do become a big streamer, YouTuber, whatever, I'd still like to invest all that money and probably open my own little restaurant. Or rather, I would call it like a house, you know? Steaming sounds amazing. Thanks. What I'm doing right now is half steam, half frying. The oil underneath is frying, but if I put a lid on it, basically it kind of steams, kind of like it gives an oven effect. But at the same time, I don't cover the lid, because if I cover the lid, then it won't fry. So this is like steam fry for me. And it's a really good way to cook steaks and pork chops or chicken by reducing the time while keeping the temperature, you know, at an optimal pace. Because usually if I want to cook a pork chop like this, I fry both sides and I throw it in the oven. I have an oven, but it's over there and I don't have it right here. So I use this technique to cook it. Never give up on my dream. I used to think that, trust me. But at the same time, as I grew older, sometimes you have to be a little bit more realistic. It's okay to dream as long as you're... it's okay to dream if you have your head in the cloud, but as long as you have your foot on the ground, you know? Because so many people have, like you said, dreaming. They have an idea. But at the same time, execution is everything. My business failed because I only looked at it from a food perspective. I didn't look at it from a marketing or other perspective, and that's why it failed. I don't think my food was bad. I don't think my personality or my customer service was bad. But it's just people told me that, you know, as good as the food is, people don't know who you are. If you guys ever want to go to business, I'm telling you, marketing is probably the most important thing. If you don't know what to study, if you want to enter business, you could go into a business degree, but I would say marketing is probably arguably the most important one, because there's this thing that imagine two businesses, right? Both sell the same product, but one sells a better quality but has no marketing. The other company sells a lower quality product but has higher marketing. I promise you, the one with the lower quality with the higher marketing is going to win out 95% of the time. Because how can people try out or buy your product if they don't know who you are, right? So, yeah. Step by step. Trust me. Oh, speaking of Legos, Hui and everyone else, it's funny, every time I go to a wedding now, I always buy my friends, if they're a close friend of mine, right? If it's like not a close friend, then usually it's just money, or like a gift card or whatever gift they have it on the wedding gift list or whatever. But all my close friends who I've gotten married to, except for the one that I was the best man for, I've given them the wedding gift of Lego, and they're usually Star Wars. Like the last one I went to, I got him like a R2-D2 replica Lego style, because one, everyone likes Legos, including girls, and plus you can build it with either the kid that they potentially have, or you can have your wife build it with you. So it's like a matching thing. And it's not cheap either. Those are like 80 to 150 bucks, so it's not too expensive, but also not cheap. At the same time, I would say that it's a little bit more memorable, because I find it a little bit on the cheating side, where if they wanted a vacuum cleaner, I'll just get them a vacuum cleaner. Lego for life. Yeah, I have the Star Destroyer and all that stuff in my back room, and my Gundams are still, and all the boxes, the models are still displayed as of right now. Hey Nadia, welcome. Good to see you again. How's it going? And Shuyan, hello. Thanks for coming back. Moving to college, God Noob, and to college campus tomorrow. Do you have any receipts to help me get through to college? Yeah, sure. And Swab, what's up, man? How are you? Good to see you. I would say that, and this is not just for God Noob. If anyone here is actually going to college. All right, one sec. So first year is going to be your freshman year. I can guarantee you, unless you have very, very good discipline, freshman year is the year of goofing off. That I can promise you. Unless you're very, very determined to become an engineer or a doctor. Okay, that's good enough. Yep. It's going to be the year of goofing off. Depending on what college you are going into, because every one of you freshmen are going to be like trying to fit in. Because most likely you have never done your laundry before, you've never cooked before, you're going to be living in a dorm. So depending on what dorm you have, unless you're a college athlete, you're going to be sharing rooms with 1, 2, or 3 people, and you're going to be on campus. So most of the time you're going to be eating junk food. And then because no one's going to be there to force you to go to bed or do your homework, self-discipline. And I can promise you, most people do not have that. So that's, I would say, the hardest thing is so if you want my advice, or that's the tip I give you, but if you want my advice, try and establish a schedule for yourself. It's like, hey, 9:30, get up, no matter what, go for a walk, go for a run, even though it's kind of late. 9:30, I mean, your class has already started. And, and try and stick by it. Because classes are 2 hours? And depending on how much class you have, and then depending on what essays you have. And also because it's your first year, most likely I'd say 50% of you are going to be like, well, if I'm going to be in economics, I could switch to finance or something. You're still feeling things out. You might not find it all that bad because, well, the thing is, most of you probably won't be paying your own expenses. You're probably on tuition loans or something like that, or your parents are giving you monies and stuff. But trust me, college is expensive, okay? And the longer you stay in there, the more it costs, especially if you switch majors. Nothing wrong with switching major if you don't like what you do, but yeah, use that first freshman year to try and find what you enjoy and force yourself to create a habit of yours, like develop a habit. In other words, self-discipline. I can promise you I can give you all the advice you want, but at the end of the day, most of you guys will not follow through with that. I tell it to you, but you can listen to me, you hear me out, but actually doing it is very. I'm just being realistic, because I went through it. I didn't listen. People told me the exact same thing, and you waste your pretty much just wasted your 1 year. I've known people who on their freshman year, they go to football games rather than study. They try to get girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever instead of studying, because they think, oh, it's only my first year, so it doesn't really matter. Well, before you know it, a year is up, because unless you are paying the tuition yourself, which is like what, 10,000, 5,000, and if you're out of state, you're paying like 50,000 upwards. You're basically screwing whoever's paying your tuition over. So yeah, that's my advice. Try and create a schedule and see if whether or not you can actually stick by it. I'll be impressed if you do. Let me know if you do. Do you live in your own dorm? Because my city uni is only 20 minutes away. As a freshman, you do, Shuyan. In America, if you're a freshman, you have to live in a dorm. It might be different from other school, but most from what I've heard, yeah, on the first year, no matter what, you live in a dorm. After that, you can live outside or in an apartment or whatever. But dorms suck, okay? You usually have a roommate, and then hopefully you don't get a bad roommate because he or she probably, I don't know, doesn't clean, eats a bunch of junk food, leaves mess everywhere. Just pray you don't have a roommate like that. I'm doing good, Spot. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I know. Thanks, Slim. But yeah, that's not the best. Got sick again. Sick been one while. Trust me. We're getting next week. We're getting a heat wave here in Texas. It's gonna be super cold, down in like the lower 20s or something like that. Something I'm not looking forward to. But yeah, so it's not like, God, I hate this. All right, time to add a little bit of butter. All right, this is fine. And this is my sauce. Usually this is what I eat. Maybe not this extravagant. Hey Mom, can you give me a fork and a knife? Get this. Basically a tomato red wine sauce, or whatever the hell you want to call it. I just use whatever the hell I have in the fridge. I have extra tomatoes, I got some extra onions, whatever. Thank you. And that's pretty much it. And I got some butter. Cooking doesn't have to be complicated. I learned how to cook after I left the dorm, of course. Because I just couldn't stand cafeteria food. Alright, let's see. That should be good. What's the dish called? God knew there is no dish. I just take whatever is in my fridge and turn it into a meal. You're misunderstanding me. I'm a cook, not a chef. So it's not like I'm turning into a recipe. This is just a bunch of vegetables I have, and then I put it into a pan with the oil, some butter, because butter makes everything taste good, and a pork chop. That's it. As long as you know how to cook the protein and the vegetables that you're working with, you're good. There we go. Okay. So you guys can see that's perfect. That's perfect. It's still glistening. This pork chop is delicious. There you go. It's tender, it's juicy, and that's all you really need. Might not look the best, but I promise you it tastes delicious. And a little bit extra salt for the pork. This is a budget meal because I got the pork chop on the sale. It was like $2 a pound. Usually they're $3. So I saved quite a bit of money with this. Other than the butter. I mean, this is pretty healthy. And also, this is a discount wine, okay? It's not some super good wine. And some butter, that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. American food is typically just this, or I should say Western food. You pick a protein, you cook it correctly, you make a sauce, and then with some garnishes being vegetables, and that's pretty much it. Tomato, garlic, onions, they work. A little bit of wine, salt, pepper, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You guys can cook this. Anyone can. Looks like in New Zealand you don't. Yeah. Well, everything is different in Asia compared to America. America, you get a lot more freedom. Because, like, I don't know how the college works in Asia. Nonetheless, New Zealand. But in Asia, there's a little students are a lot more disciplined because of the cultural differences, right? In China, you got something called the Gaokao, or you can say the entrance exam. It's very, very important. If you guys are in America who don't know what it is, go look up entrance exam in Korea, China, Japan. They all have it. And it's like your lifeblood, okay? If you screw that test up, you're probably not going to get a good job. And I've seen people study like 16 hours, 18 hours. They sleep, study, sleep, study, sleep, study, to the point where their parents actually like take food from their house to, renourish them. It's almost like a concentration camp. Scary? Yeah, but that's just how it works, because in Asia, you got to understand there's a bigger population density, so there's more competition. Where in America, if you're going to college, more than likely you're just going to try to fit in, which is fine. I've had plenty of friends who stay disciplined. They had their fun, but they also study. But I know plenty of other people who got into three things: addiction for these three things: alcohol, video games, and drugs. If you get addicted to any of these three, I mean, it's going to be very, very hard for you to turn it around. So if you are in college, whether you're in New Zealand, Asia, or in America, again, that's what I would recommend. Don't let the distractions fool you, okay? You have to understand that college is actually supposed to be there to lift you up. But I feel like right now college is more like a frat house. When you get into a dorm, you'll be plastered with a bunch of pamphlets like join this club, join that club, come to the games, the basketball team, and watch them cheer for the football team on this, so you can hang out. You get a lot of societal pressure. Like where in Asia, it's more about studying. Here, it's about making friends or memories and whatever. And there needs to be a good combination of the two. You can certainly go make memories. You can certainly, go and make friends and go to the football games. But people get so caught up in that eventually they just kind of saying, "Oh, I'll just study tomorrow. I won't. I'll just leave the dishes here." Eventually, it becomes a habit, and habits are the thing that what makes you successful. So, yeah, again, try and develop a good habit. If you want to meet good girls, or at least good-looking girls, go to the gym. Okay, I mean, you'll be lucky to find them in the freaking library and stuff. But go to the gym. Go to the gym. I promise you. All the good, most of the good-looking girls, unless you're like they're on the cheerleader team, they all go to the gym. No rice with that? No, I had rice yesterday. I would have rice with this, but I'm gonna go run. I usually run at night, and if I eat carbs, it kind of makes me a little bit on the heavier side. That's why. Thanks, Kev. What did I cook in college most of the time? I remember I only started cooking when I moved out of the dorm, because in a dorm there's only beds and a public bathroom. You don't have a cook station, right? You can't bring stuff in there. I know there's a TikTok video where the guy's like cooking in a dorm, but that's now. Back then, I was like, who the hell wants to cook in their dorm, right? You barely have any space for a fridge. And most of the time, people would just put like beers and, sodas in there. What did I cook most in college? Like I said, just budget meals. There's a shop here called HEB, and then another shop called Aldi's. Super cheap. They sell there's usually like something on discount. Like here's like 5 pounds of ground pork for $8 or something like that. I buy that, and then whatever vegetables they're about to toss out, I take it home and then make whatever budget meal that I have. Trust me, I went to the other route of like buying potato chips and microwavable foods like macaroni and cheese. Believe me, after like 3 days, I just had it. It tastes nasty. I didn't feel good. It makes me all like greasy. And if you want to go, if you go and work out with those food, you're not gonna feel good about yourself. So to answer your question, the first dish I actually made, I remember it very well because it was actually a Gordon Ramsay recipe. It's called honey lemon chicken. All it is just chicken thighs, and then drizzled with some honey, and then put a bunch of lemons in there with some garnishes. I was really bad at making it at first, but trust me, even though I didn't do a good job at first, it allowed me to really understand food. And the food that food only cost me like $1, where if I had to go to Whataburger, it cost like $6-7 for a meal. And it's called habit. When you cook something, you put more effort into it. So the pan that you use, in fact, this very exact skillet right here that I'm using, this is the exact same skillet I used in my college dorm, or excuse me, back when I was in college. This thing has been with me for a long time. Yeah, I just realized that by now. It's been with me for a long time. But yeah, and I just start cooking more recipes and more recipes, because the more that you have to put something into, put effort in, the more that you care about it. Your pans, your ingredients, your wallet. If you're just swiping a credit card, going to the drive-thru, or just grabbing something off the shelf, you're not going to have that much of a sentimental value. Plus, not only do you have to prep it, cook it, eat it, and then clean it, so that takes a lot of time. So it gives you sort of a self-discipline thing. Something you have to prep, you have to clean. It's like military school, I would say. Hey, Mr. Abyss, welcome back. Good to see you. Tonight we're just doing. I'm having an excellent time chatting with you guys. Speaking of which, I just saw an Asmongold video. Don't know if you guys saw it, but Minecraft 2. Something about the developer. I don't know if y'all heard about that. There's a Minecraft 2 that's coming out, or the developer said he's gonna make it. If that's the case, maybe I should jump on the bandwagon and say I should start playing Minecraft. I know how many people have asked me to play Minecraft, you guys. Now, the reason I haven't played Minecraft is pretty simple. I don't want to play on the console because I prefer a PC control for that kind of game. But I can't buy off Steam. I have to buy off through a Microsoft account, which I don't want to open up. No different than I have to open up an Ubisoft account or a Sony account or whatever account. I just don't like it. That's the only reason. I definitely have the money to buy one, but after Microsoft purchased it, I heard there was like a bunch of expansions here and there, and I get so confused. It's like, how much really is this game? Because it starts around like $30 or something like that. And then, oh, you gotta get this, you gotta get that, you gotta get all this expansion. It's kind of like City Skyline, except City Skyline, I know what I'm getting. For Minecraft, I was just like weirded out. Like, oh man, this thing could easily cost like 150 to $200, isn't it? And it just kind of made me like think, is this like Roblox where I have to, buy a bunch of stuff to make the game actually function or fun? So I kind of just gave up on it. Hey, pancakes, yeah, of course, of course. Thanks for coming by, buddy. It's good to see you guys. I was just giving Godnoob some lessons on. He's about to start college, so congratulations. Sorry. See, I'm getting a little bit of sick right now. I'm okay though. It's just a little bit like the cold season. Thanks, Pancake. You should go back. I've been talking nonstop, and this is my favorite time. Oh, it's almost 1 year that you've been following me. Thanks, Shurian. I think during this time of last year, I was actually playing Doki Doki Literature Club. The two things the couple games that really kicked me off my channel was Doki Doki Literature Club, Five Nights at Freddy's, and Undertale. So to go back in the previous year, my favorite game to play in that entire year, it's a toss-up between, I'd say, Undertale or Elden Ring. I say those two are like wow, it's been a very, very long time since I really enjoyed a game. And believe me, I'm quite picky. I played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth too. Some of the bigger titles and stuff. And I was just like, it's fine, it's fine. Modern day open world game mechanics and stuff. Scan this here, go there and whatever. But those two games made me feel, not only because the gameplay is fun, really drew me into the story in their world. I expected Elden Ring to be fun. I just didn't expect it to be that fun. Okay? Because I played Bloodborne. And I was like, even though I think Bloodborne is a great game, it was just not really for me because I was so scared by it. And then Elden Ring came, I was like, or did I play? Yeah, I played Elden Ring before that, yeah. So I was not sure I was going to like it, but man, I loved Elden Ring. And then as for Undertale, I got to credit Kira for making me playing it. I've never played a game like that before, and I don't think I ever will again. Never have I played a game where it's a bunch of pixel art, which I have no problem with. And the gameplay is like, what, 7-8 hours or something like that? And you just get... The story is cheesy, come on. The story is cheesy, but I just felt like a kid again, 33 last year. I felt like I was like back when I was like an 8-year-old. I can believe in the fantasy and the power of friendship and all that stuff. Reminds me back when I was young and used to believe in all those other stuff. And I didn't cry because, again, I'm not a very emotional guy, which is because, again, Ellie was the most emotional thing I had to endure. But I was pretty much cheering up. And it's been a very, very long time. And there's only like maybe a handful of games that actually made me feel that much emotion, and I haven't felt them for a very, very long time. So yeah, Undertale and Elden Ring, great games. Hey Humvee, thanks, welcome back. Yeah, again, I'm just talking. Hope you guys at least enjoy what I'm doing right now, shifting my content from just purely playing games to cooking while chatting, because believe me, cooking and chatting, I'm in my element. I can easily talk to you guys, where if you guys make me play Alien Isolation and all those FNAF games, I have to concentrate. I gotta scream, and then I have to look over at your your screen to chat with you guys. This is who I am. Okay? Again, I'm in real estate, so chatting up strangers or people who you don't know, it's kind of like my thing. I'm a salesman. The longest I've talked to a client was about 6 hours, and I talk non-stop because I just want to fill his head with my voice. So talking with you guys on a nightly basis is no problem. It's like I'm with a client, but I'm also enjoying myself. At the same time, I don't know whether that's I don't know if that sounds like a sad thing. It is kind of sad, isn't it? Huh. Anyways, welcome. One day you gotta make them sandwiches. Humvee, I will. I'm not gonna show you the recipe, but I can show you guys how to make street tacos. But also, if I ever do open up my restaurant again, it won't be my curry shop. It'll be a sandwich shop. It's gonna be a waffle sandwich, chicken sandwich with just fried chicken, my recipe, drizzle with honey. People love that crap. And then the other one was gonna be like the shredded pulled pork one, seasoned with my own secret recipe, and then with a little bit of au jus on there. I tried it. It's basically like the street taco, but I put it in a sandwich form. And the only reason I can't do it right now is because, well, when I closed my restaurant, I had to give up my refrigerator, right, my commercial fridge, because I couldn't pay the rent. The landlord also took my waffle maker. It's only like $150 or something like that, but you know I don't have it right now. But eventually I'll show you guys my recipe. I'll show you guys to make some good sandwiches, and again, that's what I'm gonna do. If I ever open a restaurant, it's gonna be 2-3 sandwiches max, and then a custard tart. I was able to officially master that when I left my restaurant, but it was already too late anyway. It's like a creme brulee, but in a pie, like a pie version of creme brulee. Super delicious. I tried to make it on stream, and I showed you guys when I got monetized, but it wasn't perfect. But yeah, trying to be 50-20 million in Ultimate Custom Night. It got to 3. Give me your praise. Congratulations. That's your 30 minutes. You got 3 hours more than me, Mr. Abyss. Nadia is saying, since the original developer is no longer associated with the game, it's most likely it's going to be a spiritual successor and not connected to the original game. Yes and no, but on the tweet that Asmongold showed was that he literally said it's going to be called Minecraft 2. I'll take it with a grain of salt, because obviously he probably isn't going to do it for the money. I'm pretty sure he's like his net figure is probably in the 9 digits, probably. He's probably well off. I mean, Minecraft is the most well-sold game in all of existence, right? 300 million or something like that, or 3 billion, I don't know. But yeah, but I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. But I highly doubt it'll be something super different. You know, it's kind of like Stardew Valley with Eric Barone, otherwise known as Concerned Ape. He went from Stardew Valley, and he's gonna be making a haunted chocolatier. It's pretty much the same kind of game, except one is farming, the other one is like selling chocolate. It's going to take like 5 years to come out or something like that. So I can't imagine it goes from like 180, especially the fact that he said on Twitter that says, I'm going to be making like a, Minecraft 2. I was like, well, if you're going to make a Minecraft 2, you're pretty much stuck in that little cycle. It's like, well, people are going to expect something like Minecraft. I can't imagine if it has like super ultra graphics or something like that. Because even though he's wealthy, I doubt making video games is really expensive. I doubt he's going to put all that extra cash into making a AAA game. That's not going to happen. So it's probably going to be an indie game. He's going to probably so I'm going to say that's most likely going to be very, very like the old Minecraft 2 game. I once talked for 6 hours selling book and made about $1,600. Being the salesman man gives me power. Humvee, I give you a fist bump right now, because I gotta tell you guys, if you guys, one of the best skills you can learn as you grow up is sales, whether it's telemarketing or a car salesman or selling books like Humvee or selling houses like me. I used to be very, very shy, believe me, really shy. Maybe one of these days I'll tell you guys about the story where I was asking a girl to on my first homecoming. Oh no, that was my second homecoming. Boy, that was embarrassing. So embarrassing that one of my female friends actually scolded me like a mom. That's how embarrassing that was. But man, I would say, yeah, if you're able to sell, think about it, guys. If you're living in a capitalistic, society like America, it's capitalism, right? You make money. if you're able to sell, whether a product or your service or yourself, every business is like that. So if you are able to sell something, whether it's, but most importantly, yourself, you can sell yourself. Well, I mean, OnlyFans, that's a different thing. I'm talking about like on a resume or in an interview. How are you different from the other interviewees that this guy has already seen? If you are able to sell yourself, being confident but not cocky, not loud but also you got that swag in you. It's like you want me, you need me, or you need this product or service. I don't need you, and I'm giving you, making them feel like to trust you. The best salesmen are the ones that being able to make a customer or client feel trusted. Once they trust you, or once a customer trusts you, you're pretty much 90% of the way home. Because if you trust someone, you're going to listen to them, right? So that is one of the most powerful skills that you can have. It's way better than like any sort of like, I don't know, reading comprehension or whatever. If you're able to talk your way into someone's head, it sounds devilish, but that is how the world works. Tell me what successful business doesn't sell stuff? Google sells, Amazon sells, Tesla sells, OnlyFans sells, the internet sells, YouTube sells, right? You're always honest with them. Yes, I believe that's the case, Humvee. If believe me, people can sometimes it goes a little bit too far where people can lie, but trust me, it's not worth the extra dollar, guys. It's not worth the extra dollar. If you can, when I finish doing a transaction with a client or a customer, I want them to come back to me. Because if you're just doing it as a one-time transaction, just scamming them like a crypto thing, then they're not going to trust you. Unless you're just so money hungry that you're willing to sell other people's misery or scam other people for your own benefits. And it's like, well, there's nothing I can do about it. That's a moral compass, right? But a good salesman will always be honest and, be confident. It's like, yeah, I made a good deal and you should thank me for it. Do you really think that would you really think about that yourself if you actually scam someone? Didn't think so, right? This is great to listen to while I drew myself getting microwave. Don't ask. Hey, you know what? Microwave can be a good thing, Pancake, because I actually use the microwave to cook a few stuff. I actually use it to, believe it or not, make mashed potatoes. It's very, very easy because if you didn't know, mashed potatoes, boiling water, and then drain it, mash it, blah, blah, blah. I do the opposite, which is I slice into thin slices, rinse all the starch out, and then put it in the microwave for every 5 minutes or so until it becomes so it has less water, less starch, and then just add milk and butter. Mwah! Best mashed potato you will ever have. Milk and butter. Not cream, not anything else. Milk and butter. And by milk I mean whole fat milk. Don't use the 2% fat-free crap, okay? Milk and butter seasoned with salt and pepper. That is it. If you want it to be super delicious, add more butter. If you want a little bit, I like my mashed potato a little bit on the wetter side because I put quite a bit of butter and and milk in there because the French eats it. It's called pomme puree. I use it as a sauce. If you eat that with pork chop or chicken, you don't even need a sauce. It's that good. Just simple potatoes. And potatoes are very simple, are very cheap, Hey Zoo, welcome. What am I cooking this time? I've already finished cooking, even though I'm not exactly hungry. Pork chop, and then I use some onions, garlic, and red pepper red pepper and tomatoes to make a sauce with some white wine. I'm done cooking. I know this looks like a mess, but trust me, it tastes good. I find talking to you guys a little bit more interesting than eating my food. And I don't know about yesterday. I mean, obviously you were here. Did you guys want me to eat and talk at the same time? I didn't go back and look, but if I start eating, you're going to have some ASMR stuff. And I don't know if you guys are into that. If you guys like it, sure, I'll eat. But I find it kind of I don't know. I don't know. The only time I find ASMR is when people getting a massage, and by people I mean dogs. I like seeing dogs getting relaxed and getting massage, like getting washed and stuff. That's ASMR. I was like, okay, I can get into that. Looks good. Thanks. It's just properly cooked pork chop, tomatoes, red pepper, garlic, white wine, and some onions. Very, very simple. All cooked in one pan, easy to clean up. And this is the way I like to cook. One stove and one pan and a cutting board. So this takes what? 1 minute to wash. And all these ingredients, this meal probably cost me maybe $1, maybe $1.50. Way better, way easy to cook than anything else, right? And again, like I said before, oh, and God knew if you're still here, if you want to get, like I said, if you guys want to, if you are in college, the gym is usually the best way to scout girls. But if you want to close the deal, you cook. Cook them some really proper food, and they'll come to your dorm, no problem. Or you can go to their dorm. You're pretty much halfway there, just say. Why is drawing fire so hard? I can't tell you, Pancake, because I'm not. I was never an artist. In fact, it brings me back to that story where I remember seeing Titanic. If you guys know that movie, it's pretty old. Where the main character Jack Dawson is he's an artist, I guess. He's one of those. He draws people, right, with pencils. It's not like paint. And I thought that was like the coolest thing because that's how you get chicks. So I tried taking the art class and I tried to do it, and it was like one of the worst thing I've ever did. I felt so embarrassed, and I did many stuff trying to hit on chicks. I did the art class. I tried to play guitar instead of the piano, even at my mom's discretion because I have bad fingers. What is it? I tried to go with my friends to like these drinking parties, even though I don't like drinking. I I tried to like quote lines from movies who I thought was cool at the time. American Pie, you know, and I even like did some cheesy Disney crap. Like I tried to do the Aladdin thing where there was a scene where Aladdin was trying to get Princess Jasmine to get on the magic carpet ride. It's right before the famous song, and he goes like, "Do you trust me?" I did that to a girl, and she just looked at me. I was like, "What the fuck is wrong?" God, if I could go back and slap myself silly. But the one thing I've never done is actually sing to people. So thank God for that. I do know that one of my friends who actually really liked the girl, not going to tell you their names, he really liked this girl. I think it was in college. I didn't see it, but I heard it from another person. Keep that person in mind. It's another person. What happens, he went to her apartment and started singing and playing a little ukulele or something like that, with her in the balcony, whatever. Well, he didn't know that she was already dating that other person. And that other person, I think, was the one that told me about it. And I felt, because they were both my friends, I was like, oh boy. They didn't hate each other or anything, but that must have been embarrassing because singing to a girl, Juliet style, while another guy comes up behind you. What is this, like a Bruno Mars video or something? Whew. Hey, I only sing in the car, okay? The only one that gets to hear me singing are my dogs, okay? That's the only time I'm gonna get to sing. Well, unless this channel gets a bunch of subscribers. I did promise Kira that if this YouTube channel ever kicks off and I get 100,000 subscribers, then yeah, I would sing. I would do a karaoke stream. Yeah, god damn. I hope that doesn't happen. Is that right, Pancake? Bad fingers? I've seen a few use with that in regards to the ladies. Well, I've been in bed with a girl. I know what to do, but I have stubby fingers. I meant stubby fingers like I can't play golf. Golf is not my thing. You need really good fingers to hold the grip. You also really need good fingers to play delicate instruments because my parents tried the violin and the piano. Didn't work. I just have very bad fingers. I tried the guitar myself. Didn't work out as well as I thought. karaoke stream win, Shuyan, when I hit 100,000 subscribers, which I doubt that will ever happen. Right now, I'm just more or less trying to enjoy life, as it is, and I really enjoy this kind of stream, which is just me cooking and chatting with you guys. I can't. I'll be honest. I can't do this with my friends. If I see my friends every day and talk to them every day like this, we run out of things to talk about. But with you guys, it's different because you guys are a chat. I'm by myself. There's all different sorts of topic I can talk about. You guys would sometimes want my opinion on something, my advice on something, or a story that I can easily share. Or you guys can share something with me. That's what I like. And originally, this is what I wanted to. Funny enough, it was during this time last year that I started streaming to cope with the loss of my business. And this year started out with me coping the loss of my little girl, Ellie. So let's hope next year that I won't lose anyone or anything important. That's what I'm hoping for. Thanks, guys. If I do sing, I'm gonna be the one picking the song. Maybe if I start singing Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber, you guys will boo the hell out of me, and that means that I don't have to sing anymore. Great idea, man. That's a genius idea. Wouldn't you say? Man. Well, this was fun. I know that usually streams are like 2-3 hours or something like that, but talking stream is kind of like a late night talking show host. Now I'm not Stephen Colbert actually he sucks. I prefer Conan O'Brien and Johnny Carson actually. In a way, I even like Jay Leno. But yeah, it's just me talking about a bunch of nonsense. Maybe I should change the description of this channel to like yapping about nonsense while cooking a bunch of BS. That's a pretty good slogan, don't you think? Is that right, Pancake? Only for you guys. Well, maybe that's what I need to do then. God, terrible, terrible advice. But you guys can't blame me. I get to choose the songs. But all right, guys, I think that's gonna be it for tonight. I had more and more, and I can't say thank you enough for coming in. Again, don't apologize for not coming in. I know you guys have your lives to live. But if you guys ever feel like, tuning in to just hear an old guy like me yap about life, cook a bunch of nonsense, feel free to join in. This is what I like. And hopefully I can grow this community more and more. And we can even talk about more nonsense, right? Again, thank you so much. You guys have been a godsend. And I won't be streaming tomorrow. I think, it's good to take one day away. But yeah, so I'll be back on Monday. And eventually, just give me some time. Saturday, I will be playing games. You just have to give me a little bit more time, all right? All right, thanks, guys. You guys have a good night. I'll see you guys on Monday, okay?